Welcome back to another episode of the Nerdy Volume Podcast.
Welcome.
And today we're going to be talking about Settlers of Catan, which is a resource management game where we were trading livestock, some wheat, and some bricks and some rocks.
And wood.
And some wood.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's fascinating.
Yep, and first to 10 victory points is the victor.
Yes.
So let's talk about it. Settlers of Catan. So I played this game for a very long time. All right. I played this game since I want to say 2014. 2014 is when I started playing the game. Now this game is actually it came out in 1995 in Germany.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't even know it was that
It's an old game.
I was going to say it's pretty recent, but no.
Yeah, no. It's old. It is designed by Klaus Tuber. And it was first published in 1995 by, I don't even know how to say this name, Frank Cosmo Verlag, or Cosmos, which I'm pretty sure you guys see on the box. And it was published as Die Zedler von Catan. I don't know if I said that right. For anybody who speaks German, I apologize. I apologize.
I got you beat, though. You've been playing this since when? 2012?
2014.
2014, I got you beat. My first game was, like a month ago?
Like a month ago, yeah.
22?
One game.
And he won.
And I won it.
There's something about this game and beginner's luck. It's huge.
Yes.
It's huge.
Yes, this is one of those games that started off the beginner's luck myth, so to speak, right?
There's a myth.
No.
didn't
You know
know
how
that, like-
beginner's luck is a myth.
Yeah.
Like the term.
No, I mean, like, this game started it. Like,
Yeah,
one of
I'm
the
just
games.
assuming.
You feel like
I feel
Yeah.
like it is because it's that
Yeah,
old.
it's... No, I feel it's strong.
It's like what,
1995.
27 years old, 27, 28 years old.
Well, I could tell you that the beginner's luck with this game is very strong because I've introduced it to like 4, 5 people, and all of them have won in the first game.
Oh, really?
I'm not
Oh, really?
kidding. Yeah.
You know what I think it is? I think that you guys underestimate the first time players.
The
You're like,
underdog?
we're gonna play easy on you. And then they come out of
We're
nowhere.
we're
and
so
just
busy
wreck
trying to
it.
teach you the rules and everything. Like,
Yeah.
oh, dang, why did I trade it with them? I guess I'll trade with the beginner.
I normally lose games that I teach.
'Cause I hear that game.
Same.
I hear that game brings friendships though. Like
No. Well, yes.
you're like, yeah, there was that. What's his name? Oh man, Mike. Yeah, I was friend with Mike, and then I played with him. We
Mike.
ain't friends no more.
His name is now Trader. Or Robber, excuse me.
It can really ruin relationships and marriages
Friendships.
and friendships
Yeah,
and whatever ships you have.
Mm,
You know.
I'm surprised it didn't ruin my band. My band has played it.
Oh
I
God.
played it, and they both love the game. Well, specifically Ryan and Justin. They both love the game. I didn't know Ryan would like it. He's not. I didn't think he was the type,
Yeah.
but he loved it. But what's funny about Justin is that Justin bought the game literally after I showed him the game.
That's funny.
He bought the game and he played it a couple times. They love playing the game. They're like, "Oh,
My goodness.
we play the game all the time. Thank you so much for showing." I was like, "Yeah, no problem." So I go over one night for dinner, and we play it. And then I'm like, "All right, guys, we'll start the game." And they started it in the weird way. I was like, "No, this is not how you start the game." They're like, "Wait, how do you start the game?" And I still like, "Okay, so you roll for who's gonna go first, and then you have to set one settlement down in clockwise, and then from the last person you go counterclockwise, and you put the next settlement down, and everybody gets the resources of the second settlement that on the ground." And they're just like, "Oh, we did not play that one."
Like, oops.
And it was funny. It was so funny.
It was house rules.
No, that is in the. It's in the.
No, theirs was house rules.
Oh, theirs was house rules. Yeah, yes.
I think I got house rules.
Yeah,
we
I
did
was like,
everything.
I don't remember going clockwise and then
Yeah.
counterclockwise.
Yeah.
We did everything but that.
So like, if you went last, you got to put both of yours down like at the same time.
It's the snake. It's kind of like drafting.
That's pretty interesting. So the person that gets screwed is definitely the two people in the center.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes, yeah.
Because they gotta
Sometimes.
wait. They gotta wait one way or the other.
No, the person that gets screwed is the first one.
No,
So
because
they
they go
put
for-
one.
They go,
And then they got to see everybody else put theirs
Right.
twice before you do your second one.
True,
Yeah.
but then you put your third one before everybody else does.
I don't know
You
if
see,
guys
so
can
you're still
tell,
like,
but look,
like
what's
the
happening
people,
right now.
huh?
They're arguing about the game. It does break friendships.
And there's not 3, Leo. It's 2.
I feel like
Gosh.
I'm the only-
Yeah, and there's a whole bunch of expansions, but before we even head into the expansions, let's talk about the basics of the game, like the mechanics.
Yeah, sure. There's 3 phases in the game. You have your roll phase, then you have your trading phase, and then you have your building phase. Okay. Most of the time, some people use their trading phase last,
Yeah.
and you roll, build, trade, and then some people do roll, trade, and build. When you roll, you must roll the dice, and should you get a 7, you activate what is called the robber in the game. And the robber, if placed on a tile that your settlement is on or adjacent to, you owe that person a chance to take from your resources.
And usually the first person that rolls a 7 is the most hated in the rest of the game.
Because they set the tone.
Yes.
They show who they really dislike
Yeah,
in the group.
exactly.
Like, we're best friends. I'm putting you.
And then I put it on you. Oh, just wait till I get a 7.
But I think some of the funniest people though, like me and my brother, we don't put it on anyone's land in the beginning
Oh, we do.
because we want them to build. We need people to build in order to use the robber effectively.
So you
when you guys have a lot of cards, that's when we do it. If you don't have them, we don't need
That's
anything.
true. I'm gonna start doing
That only
too.
works in the first act of the game. So when you have like the first person who scores 7 points or more, I stop doing that. Everybody's, I'm out for everybody's throat at that point. You know what I'm saying?
Now we know his strategy, guys.
Yeah, but I mean that's just one person of the other 4. And if you have
Yeah.
the expansion, 6. You know what
Oh
I mean?
yeah, that's
man.
what I got. That was like the first thing I got because there's 5 in my family that wanted to play already, so
Right.
we wanted to get that 5 to 6 expansion one.
And along with the basics, we have 6 resources, right? Was it 6 or is it 5?
I believe there's 5. There's the wood, the hay, the sheep, the ore, and the brick.
Yeah.
Or am I missing one?
No, I think
Oh,
that's
no.
it.
That's all right.
I think the 6th one would be the development cards. But
develop.
that's not a resource.
Oh.
Well, it is a resource card, but it's
That's
more
a
like
card.
chest or community chest.
like a community chest.
Yeah. those can help a lot, beef up your
Like the knights,
your resource gathering and or knights, yeah,
the
stuff like
Monopoly
that.
card.
And it can also help you build.
Yeah. There's a card where it says build 2 roads as if you are building it, like with the resources. You just just place it. I'm like, dang, okay.
Yeah, and with the development cards, that would be coming next, and we're talking about where you can build things. You can also there's a development card that's called Monopoly, and that's where they say one resource, and everybody in the game, if they have that resource, they have to give it to the person who pulled out the Monopoly card.
Dang.
But here's
Yeah.
the good thing about the Monopoly, or excuse me, the development cards, you have to put it down first and wait 1 round to activate it.
You basically cannot use it as soon as you get it.
Yeah.
You gotta wait a round.
Yeah. The only time you can use one as soon as you get it is if they're victory points.
The victory points.
Yeah. But you don't have to do it if it's victory points. So some people wait until the end,
Yeah.
like my brother.
That's how I won the game,
With the
but
big
by
points.
but by accident. I had the knights or the
Oh yeah. The largest army.
yeah.
and
I
the-
had 2 of them
the
in
la-
my
you-
hand, and like I was just sitting there going, no, I got these 2, and then whatever, and I had enough little thingies. And then I got a 3rd one, right? And I'm like, oh, cool. And then they go and say, I think I showed one for whatever reason, and then you guys like, why are you just holding on to them? You can put them down at any time. I'm like, what? And I was like, oh, here, don't. I won the game. I didn't know there was like, I thought I had to wait for like specific rules to happen or whatever, and they're like, no, man.
Oh,
So I accidentally did what your brother did, which is like hold on to all my cards until the end and like kind of drop it. But
it's a great strategy.
You most of the time you can tell if the person has a victory point if they just have it sit there off to the side or like just right there in front of them face down still. You can. I want to say like 80% of the time it's a victory point.
Oh, now I know what it was. It was because I thought you needed 3 of the largest armies to activate it.
Yeah.
But you're like, no, you don't need all 3. You could put them one at a time.
Yeah.
And that's how you activate them. Oh, okay. And I had 2 and I put it down and then I got a third one after that. I was like,
Right.
yeah, let's go. And I won.
So the largest army basically you need like 3 knights, and whoever gets 3 knights gets that largest army, and you get what 2 victory points.
Mm-hmm.
And then another one would be the longest road, which I think is 5 or more roads, and you given that plaque of 2 points as well.
Yeah. Granted, these aren't from the development cards. These are stuff that you build throughout the game. Like the roads, you have to have 5 or more roads to be able to grab the road building 2-point plaque, and you need to have at least activated 3 knights.
Which are from the development cards.
From the development cards.
So that was like solely off of the
to
development
get
cards.
the biggest army plaque with 2 points.
And then you put little houses.
Yeah. And the cool thing about those cards, those placards of the biggest, longest road and the biggest army, is that it can be taken from you.
True. If somebody succeeds the number that you have.
Yeah.
So if you have 4 and then some person has 5 knights, then they get to take it. How does the longest road work if somebody has tied 5? Does that person...
It's canceled out, so no one gets it.
So no one gets it until somebody gets like 6.
Until someone gets 6. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I always thought that the other person gets it as soon as they tied it up.
No, if they tie it up, it's canceled because you no longer have the longest road.
There's 2 of them.
So
now they're just roads.
They're just roads.
Yeah.
They're just long roads.
It's crazy because there's some players, they have their own strategies. Like some people just build like roads just to get that 2 points of the longest road.
Mm-hmm.
Some people like to just buy a whole bunch of development cards just to get those knights and get those monopolies and stuff like that. And some people just like to trade a lot.
Yeah. I actually played online once against, a bunch of just people all over the world. And I thought I was pretty good at the game. You know what I mean? But, man, they were like, why would you do that? Because this and that, this and that. I was like, you guys saw that far into the future of this game? That's crazy.
It's
I'm
chess
never playing with you guys
in a
again.
different direction. In a
Oh,
different,
yeah.
like...
Man.
They were playing chess while
And
I was playing
hexagons.
checkers. Well, I was playing
Jeez.
tic-tac-toe while they were playing chess.
Tic-tac chess.
But, yeah, no, I mean, I was obviously humbled, but still,
Yeah.
I thought that was a great place. I think it's called Catan.eu, and you can play it anyone you want all over the world.
That's cool.
Catan, yeah. And, yeah, I
Wow.
was humbled.
Wow. They were able to see that far into the future.
Yeah, they saw at least 4 moves ahead of me.
Professional
That was a
Catan
good
players.
board. I was like, you cheaters.
My goodness.
Yeah, Settlers of Catan. Oh, sorry. It's called CatanUniverse.com/EN. And then, yeah, you could just play everybody.
Yeah, and we probably skipped over this because it's like one of the basic things, but there's a number on like several resources, and if you roll that number, you get that resource. So, for example, there's a 9 on the wood. Anybody that is surrounding that hexagon of a 9 with a house or a settlement gets that resource. And so, yeah, that's when it gets crazy because there's a game, I remember when 9 just kept popping up, and that's why I was remembering 9. 9 just kept being rolled all the time. And so what I wanted to do is just stop the production of the 9. So I got the robber, put it on the 9, and then it was funny because I think 5 turns after that, I think of those 5 turns, three people hit that 9. And so I was like, yes, it worked. So-
Yeah.
So
Man. Yeah. It feels good when everybody else after you hits the number you block.
yeah. I mean, they were getting a lot of those. Like, oh, I get it. I'm like, dang, okay, I got to stop that production then.
Yeah. And that's another way to beat certain strategies from other people is when their numbers do not roll.
Yeah. But then again, you don't really know what the numbers are until you flip them over after
True.
setting up the board,
But after you've played, I want to say like 30 minutes of the game, you know which number's hot at the moment. You know what I mean?
no, yeah.
I remember sometimes, because in the game there are hot numbers, and those numbers are colored red, versus the black.
It was 6, right?
6 and 8.
6 and 8. Yeah.
6 and 8 are the numbers that have the most probability of coming out.
And the 7. 7 also.
Well, 7 isn't.
It's just the robber.
It's just the robber. Yeah, yeah. But yeah. So the 8, the 6 and the 8s. Now, what's crazy is a lot of people who have played the game, like who's well versed in the game, they will try to put their settlement on 6 and 8. They'll try to put it near there, 6 and 8, wherever that may be. And there are times in a game where they will not roll
6
those
or 8.
numbers. Yeah, 6 or 8 is not rolled. It'd be like 10 or 9, sometimes 11. And it's really the funniest thing too, because you're just thinking like, oh man, like the probability is high, but what's going on? It's not my numbers aren't rolling. And most of the time it won't roll until like the last leg of the game where someone's like at 9 points. You know what I mean?
Like numbers 2, 3, 11, and 12. I think I've only seen those numbers rolled at least once or twice in the game. Just once or twice.
That makes sense.
It's
Yeah, I mean it's literally there's dots that indicate how much times that
the more dots, the more
the
probability.
yeah. And the 2 and the 12 has 1.
Yeah. So there's just one game where I don't know how, but I happened to land on
One
all
to
of
3.
them.
Just smack that hell
I
out of
just
my
happened
mic.
to like.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Careful,
While
man.
Leo's over here getting hit by the mic, probability of that is pretty slim. But yeah, I just happen to have all my settlements on the 1 dotted numbers, which is like I think one of them was a 2. There's a 12 and an 11, and that was it. I was not getting any resources.
I also gotta let you guys know too, like, so Settlers Catan was actually the doorway to my tabletop, my
Addiction?
love for tabletop games. Like, after I bought this game, I ended up going to this bar down in town called Old School Brewery. And what's crazy about it is, remember Shred from my band?
Yeah.
He built the bar and that was connected to it later on.
Really?
But anyway, a lot of gamers, board gamers, met up there on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So I went obviously on a Wednesday because those were sometimes my free days at the time, back in 2013. But
Shout out to 2013.
yeah, 2013. But yeah, so
The 1-3.
we're playing, and I learned about all these other games because I thought Catan was a pretty heavy game, considering that Monopoly I thought was kind of heavy, but I did not know what heavy meant until I started playing at this place.
That too is a board game that can ruin relationships. But go ahead.
Monopoly. Gosh.
And then I started playing games like Mysterium, started playing games like Ricochet, Robot Ricochet, started playing games like
Pandemic.
Telestration.
I remember you showing me that Pandemic.
Yeah,
was-
Pandemic.
Pandemic's amazing. I love Pandemic.
That
Have you
was
played
great.
the legendary version of that game?
I did.
There's a
recently.
legendary
good.
version.
Yeah, there's a legendary version.
The
They only have 2
coronavirus
seasons,
version?
though.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, they did.
They only have 2 seasons. I'm hoping they're gonna come out
Have you
with
played the dice
other-
drafting version of it?
Yes, I have that
That's-
one.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Oh,
That's the mini
jeez.
version, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I have that one.
And
I want to play that one.
And so
It's
yeah,
fast.
so Settlers Catan is to me is a very important game to me because it did open my eyes to that. You know what I mean? And I would consider that being also my into like stuff that we play, like War Machine
Yeah.
and even Faction Battlegrounds. Like any board game today, all stems from Settlers
Catan.
Catan.
Catan. Yeah.
Now
That
I
was your-
did.
That was your gateway board.
That was
game.
my gateway
Yeah.
board game. Yeah. Because I did play board games back in the day because my cousins in Hawaii, they used to play all the time. And so we played like Ring of Fire. I don't know if you guys ever played that game, but they had little BBs and you would try to shoot or you would try to catch as many or something like that. And you just shoot it and then you just collect all these BBs and the person with the most BBs won. Dude, it was so cool.
Sounds like Hungry Hippos.
Almost like it. Yeah, but it was more action based instead of just like the one like this. It was more like I think you no, I think you got to get rid of the BBs. There you go.
Oh, I have to get rid of the
Yeah,
BBs.
you gotta get rid of the because I was like, there's shooting involved, and then
Oh,
and
wait,
then
it's opposite.
then obviously Battleship. You guys play Battleship right
Yeah,
back in
yeah.
the day, and Checkers, chess. I knew how to play all those games easy. Connect 4, and Monopoly, and so, there was also Trouble.
Trouble.
And Sorry.
And Clue.
I never played Trouble or
Clue.
Sorry.
Oh well,
I played Clue for the first time like a couple years ago.
Sorry, it
Clue
was
is fun.
good.
But yeah, so those were just like I thought those were board games. I thought those were like the games to play.
The classics.
Yeah.
They're classics.
They're classics.
Now.
And
Yeah.
then I played Catan thinking that I was just like, oh man, this is gonna be tough. Gonna be tough to learn. I learned that bad boy. Me and my brother played it. I fell in love with it instantly. I even created a group of dudes be like, yo, there's a competition out in
Oh,
in
no.
Minnesota that they have Catan and they use big maps. Like they clear up libraries to play Catan and stuff like that.
Dang.
Like I went in. But what two of my
He was
friends
in it to win it.
didn't get along very well. One person played to win, and one person wanted to play for fun, and they never really mixed together.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
And because of that, it destroyed my group, and thus I did not play competitively.
So it did ruin friendships.
Yup.
Well, the way he plays ruins a lot of friendships. It didn't have to be Catan to do it, but
Oh, the one who took it serious?
the one who took it he didn't take it serious. He played so you
Just
didn't win.
competitively.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the other
Everybody
guy
has a
played
friend
for
like
fun,
that.
But
Yep.
but I wanted to play competitively. That was the whole point of the group. It wasn't just to just hang out. I don't need that. I was like, I don't need that. I don't need to play games to hang out. We do that all the time. You know what I mean? But yeah. So that's my introduction to
yeah.
Settlers of Catan.
I think we all
get
have that
that.
friend.
I
I
definitely have that friend
Yeah.
who takes the game too far.
It's like I don't want to play this anymore. It's not
Like,
even
what
fun.
are you doing?
I kind of play mostly for fun. Like truthfully, when I go into a game, I want to win, of course. But if I reach the point where it's like I cannot win at all, then I start just laughing my butt off because I'm like hysterically losing. So I'm just like, I can't win this. Let me just throw a whole bunch of random stuff and just have fun with it now.
I have to be conscious when I play a game because I don't consider myself a very competitive person until I get into a game. Then I become competitive,
Yeah, you do.
but I have to be conscious of that because if I let it just go, I could probably end up like one of those friends, and I'm like, no, I don't want to play that way. Like me and Jarrell played factions,
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
bro. I felt so bad for him because he was beating me. He was whooping me.
Okay.
And somehow, some way, I beat him in the end. And I was like,
wow.
bro, I feel so bad for
Wasn't
you.
that the one where I recorded?
Yeah,
you
that's
guys?
the one you recorded.
I saw that.
I was like, bro, I'm so sorry. I didn't
What?
expect to win this game.
I'm like,
I
what just
honestly thought I was
happened?
going to lose. But I felt like, I was like, so I don't know how to take like victories very well because I feel, somebody needs to lose. And I know when I lose, it sucks. So I feel bad when other people lose. And I'm like, man, I
You
don't
want to
know.
know the best way to do it? Don't talk about winning.
I try not
Just
to.
talk, just talk about the game. Like, oh man, that was tight. Like,
That was a
I
crazy
normally
game.
don't even talk about me winning. But like, yeah, but you want to say, yeah, for sure. But
yeah.
you just brush it off.
Kind of like that one time where you were playing Moonshadow and factions like a trillion times, and I was giving you tips and stuff, and then I played Moonshadow.
I still got whooped though.
I
was like,
played Moonshadow against them, and I.
you know what game I played
Moonshadow's
yesterday?
hard, man. What?
Yeah, I know. Have you guys ever played Betrayal on the in the haunted the house on the hill? Betrayal on the house on the hill.
I've seen gameplay. I haven't played it.
Such a great game. I played it yesterday. Loved it. So it's such a great game. One day I'll bring it over and we'll play with it.
Oh, was that the one that I interrupted you with when I was at rehearsal?
Today? Yesterday? Yeah.
my
Well,
bad.
we were actually at the end of it. I killed everybody
Oh,
and opened the gates to
dang.
hell. So I won.
Yeah.
Good job, Leo. Good job.
But no, like, yeah. So like for me, like, yeah, we do have the friend that takes it very serious. I'm a stickler for rules. You gotta follow the rules in order for me to enjoy the game. Doesn't matter if I win or lose. Just play the game right.
Right. I agree with that.
Yeah. So like, I'm not very meta, but I am a stickler for rules. Like even when we play games like party games like beer pong, I'm like, no, that's against the rules. No. And if someone calls me on it, I'm like, oh, okay, all right. And even if they're wrong, I'm like, okay, cool. I don't even fight it. I just 100% believe they did it. I'm like, all right, cool. And if I lose, I lose. It's what it is. I just believe in the other person and hope. I mean, because in the end of the game, we're just partying, right? That's how you
Yeah.
have fun. You know what I mean? As long
Party
as you're playing the
games.
game right, I'm having the best time of my life. So my life. So that's how it is.
I mean, speaking of rules, there's this game that we all play called War Machine. They're into MK4 new edition. Just a little teaser. There's no more facing. There's no more back strikes. There's no more free strikes. So yeah, it's a 360 model now. It's a 360 model. There's a lot of rules that changed, but I think I'm gonna go into that more on a different podcast. I think that one deserves an episode on its own because they really just
Changed it.
Some people in the Discord server just basically saying that just forget about what you know about War Machine and the models and just this is just think of it as a complete new game.
Interesting.
It's not Hordes anymore. It's just War Machine flat out. There's no more Hordes. It's just
What do you
War
mean there's no
Machine
more
flat
Hordes?
out. They're gonna put Hordes into War Machine. It's not like the trademark of Hordes.
Yeah.
Oh, they're not getting rid of the hordes like factions.
Yeah, they're not
No,
getting
they're
rid
just
of the
getting
Hordes
rid of
factions.
they're dropping the name.
They're dropping the name basically
Oh,
for
yeah.
copyright purposes.
That
and
makes sense.
Trademarks and to keep inventory like. And you know how they have Warhammer? They don't have Warhammer in like Beasts and stuff like that. They just call it Warhammer. So it's the same thing with War Machine, but they are
I do
going.
have War Machines though.
Yeah.
I find it speciest, and I feel it's very oppressive of the horde community that War Machine is doing that. That's like you said, for another podcast.
Yeah, that's another podcast. But we're gonna do more research into it because right now they're in a beta. I'm actually in there right now. Yeah, that's an episode on its own. We're gonna.
If you're wondering why I'm so passionate about it, it's because my scorn is Horde's faction. Okay, all right. I'm not just doing this for my health. I'm talking about for all us hoarders. All right, all right. All us hordes. All right.
And the other side of the spectrum with Leo's faction, Kador, they already came out with their stuff.
War Machines.
Yeah, no, they're going to be coming out with Horde stuff, but not till next year.
So so you were saying Kador like they new stuff on Kador?
Yeah, new stuff on Kador.
Like good stuff? Like
yeah,
can
battle.
we finally actually do stuff?
Why you want to know so much?
Bro,
Yeah.
I always
Why you want to know what?
you know
War
what?
Machines so
Look,
much?
New
don't be hating.
warcasters.
It's
Don't
whatever.
be hating. Look,
Whatever.
I feel like I always pick either the hardest or the worst of everything. Moon Shadow feels like it's the weakest of all of them,
But it's not. That's another episode on its own because
or it's more difficult than I expected it to be. You know, that's what I'm saying.
I've yet to see Moon Shadows like be supreme in anything, so
that
I don't know if it's strong or not. So
Moon Shadow is getting an expansion that's gonna be crazy, and I've seen the
but
expansion.
that doesn't count though. That
It's gonna be crazy.
He's talking about the base form.
Yeah.
No, but it's getting like it's going to evolve or something. It's crazy.
Well, that's good.
you're
That's
gonna
good for
you're gonna
Moon
like
Shadow.
it. You're gonna like it.
But Zermanos,
Germano is subpar with the expansion,
Zermanos
but
awesome, dog.
but that's me.
That's fine.
I know, right? You got the ins and outs and everything like that. But speaking of the ins and outs,
Yeah.
you were able to visit a certain convention.
Yeah. So
Talk
it's
about it a little bit.
GenCon or GenCon, as some would say.
I would name it Gen Con.
GenCon. So we were at GenCon. We
Genesis.
it's Genethys. We we went there for one day on the busiest day, and that was on a Saturday, and it was crazy. It was going on from I believe August. It was from August 4th through the 7th, so it was from a Thursday to a Sunday.
Damn, that's a nice
Yeah.
size Gen
It's 4-day convention.
Gen Con.
Yeah, the Gen Con.
The Gen Con. That just sounds like it sounds like what's his name? Genghis Khan.
Genghis Khan, yeah.
Gen Con.
100%. It should be the same. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, and so in case you guys are wondering what Gen Con is, it's basically just the world's largest tabletop gaming convention. So they say world. I'm like, holy crap, that's
You
huge.
see Will Wheaton?
What?
Will Wheaton? You
Will
see
Wheaton?
Will Wheaton?
I don't know.
You know who that is?
You don't know who Will
Dang,
Wheaton
and you
is?
went to
Bruh.
GenCon?
For one day, guys.
Will Wheaton.
Oh yeah, you were only there for one day.
Yeah, only there for one day.
Dude. I mean, I know it's probably going to be. I know you have a lot to unpack on us for that, but for those who are listening and are big tabletop gamers, please tune into the next episode, which would be the next time we, or the next episode, excuse me, and we're gonna probably dive more into that.
Into the Jenkin Con.
Yeah, the Jengen Con.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna the Jengen Cons, the Genghis Cons. Yeah, we're gonna dive more into that. For factions battleground, we're gonna talk more with the creators of the game. With this being their first con, so I don't want to, rain on their parade or steal their thunder, I should say. But we're gonna talk more about that because I was actually in their booth, not chilling, hanging out, but we were actually
Chilling, hanging out. No,
Yeah, we were doing things. And I was able to get
Chilling.
Angel and Haley up in there too. So
Yeah, I saw. Angel,
I saw them working
yeah, I saw
hard.
them.
No,
yeah, no,
Angel like
at least Angel, he was
pointing
showing-
out things
He
while
was
people were
making
playing
us
the game.
Las Vegas people proud. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Angel, what's up?
So before that picture was taken, a lot of credit was given to Haley. There's a picture of Angel teaching these two guys. Well, Haley was teaching those two guys the basics and everything, and Angel was literally just watching, and he was just spectating.
Let's go, Haley.
With his arms like crossed, looking
Yeah,
up like this,
just
looking
making
down
sure
at the
every-
other players. Like,
Yeah,
Take-
basically.
yeah, I take you.
I am the ruler of the
Peasants.
city. I am the ruler of the city of sin.
Look, we only say this stuff because if you ever play a game with Angel, you would understand.
Yes.
He's that one friend.
Actually, that's true, and I get so irritated with him sometimes, and
I'm cool with it.
I'm like, dang, why are you so good?
He just got to remember
Stop.
his
He's
moves.
so
He
good.
just
He
got to
is
remember
really
his
good at
moves.
that
Just
game, though.
stop playing.
And he got to stop playing Pokemon Go. And
You-
when we play,
Yeah,
Angel,
he's an ultimate gamer. That's why.
Angel is the guy that is went on play Catan online with, thinking he was better, and then Angel came along and went, "Nah, homie, why would you do that?"
that might be him. That might be
That's
him.
Angel for you for factions, man.
As a matter of fact, that's actually true because Jarrell
That
did say that.
might be him.
Bro, I'm like, you've been playing this game for like 12 years? How long have you been playing this game now?
But this game, just a year.
That's what I know. I'm just saying. Angel plays it like he's been playing forever.
Well, that's because he decided to pick up on Ihalaban first and then Zion. Those two factions he's been playing.
He picked that on purpose. He was just like, oh, that's Ranuma's one. I'm taking it.
Yeah, and no, he did that on purpose. So that forced me to
To
learn
have to choose
all
someone
the other
else, yeah.
factions. So that way, and just in case I go up against it, I know their weaknesses and strengths. And so, like, that's fine. And then all of a sudden, I just got really good at Ihalaban because he kept playing it, and I know his weakness. And so he became Zion at the end. But yeah, GenCon, we were speaking of Catan earlier. Dude, there's 3D terrain for Catan. There's 3D terrain where you literally put it on the board.
That's dope.
And
Yep.
it's pretty awesome. I saw it firsthand in play, and there was actually a whole bunch of expansions besides the 5 to 6 player one, like the sea, what is it, the Seafarers, or what is it, there's the one with the Vikings and stuff. There's the Game of Thrones one. There's
for
Catan.
Catan.
There's a
Yeah,
Catan dice game, too.
yeah, the dice game.
Catan frenemies. There's a lot of Catan spin-offs and stuff, too.
Yeah, it's kind of like Monopoly, where you have a whole bunch of just
Yeah,
random
the
stuff.
Game of Thrones Catan, Brotherhood of the Watch. Yeah.
Yeah, whole bunch. In fact, the booth was huge. Like their whole booth was very big. They had like apparel of like Catan, like shirts and hats and stuff.
Yeah.
I was and I was able to talk to Privateer Press, which is War Machine. I talked to a guy named Charles or Chuck, and he got me buying Orgoth, which is the new faction for War Machine.
Dang, he upsold you? That's messed up, dude.
Well, no, actually, it's the. And another thing is that War Machine is now magnetizing, so there's no like,
Gluing.
yeah, there's gluing, but you're gluing the magnets onto the thing. The magnets are coming with
Oh, that's good.
the stuff, so you just gotta glue it.
Wow, it only took them, 100 years? My goodness. It's hard, man.
But
I glued my fingers to each other way too much. I mean, you're still gonna have that, but I feel like the magnets are gonna help a little bit more than
Just a little
than
bit.
usual.
And there's a reason for the magnetizing. Remember that one game we played, Warcaster, where you pick different arms and chases or the head, and you have different abilities for different parts, right? Same thing with War Machine. You're gonna have like a different ability for each arm that you put on, and a different ability for like each head that you put on.
That's tight.
So and each one of them have a different point cost. So you're not gonna have like the same list that you see over and over in a tournament. You're gonna have a whole bunch of variety.
That's crazy, dude.
So that's one of the reasons why I like kind of stuck with it too. The only down thing was they're going to come up with 2 Hordes faction next year. He wasn't able to give me the scoop on that one.
Dang. Can you imagine the arms of a Malakarn from my Hordes faction Scorn, Kador's armor with the head of a Ouroboros. You know what I'm saying? That'd be nuts. That'd be nuts. You know what I'm saying?
The werewolves, dude. Oh man, that's gonna
Just
be
like
crazy.
a big howl spray attack, spray 56. You know what I'm saying? But
They changed the spray attacks too.
it's okay. I mean,
There's a
obviously,
lot changed.
we haven't been playing very often because the community here is a little kind of weird. They're different.
It's gonna change because the rule book right now is 65 pages as opposed to like 200 something.
The
the
new rule book
It's
is
65 pages long
versus
right now.
the old one.
Right now, because
Oh.
that's the one I have for the beta rules. But there's 65 pages. But I think it's because a lot of it has to do with facing and backstrikes and all that stuff.
Cover,
And cover's still there. They brought back elevation, so they're trying to bring back more terrain features now, like the elevation. How they took that out in Mark III. They're bringing that back to Mark IV. I was able to visit Marvel Crisis Protocol, which is another game I'm going to be starting soon. Jarrell, you can thank Jarrell for that. So I got the core base. I sent out some models to be painted. So Spider-Man's included with the lines. I cannot do those lines on Spider-Man. So
For sure.
Rivenstone, which is from Broken Anvil. That's another game that is on Kickstarter that I backed. I'm going to be getting that soon. So that's another... It's almost like War Machine, but they come back to life every time they die and stuff. So it's kind of like Warcaster with the whole portal thing. They come back. What else? Whole bunch of Pokemon, whole bunch of Yu-Gi-Oh! Dice Thrones. Holy crap! I was able to see the Marvel Dice Throne. They had Loki, Captain Marvel.
Oh, I've seen the boxes for those.
So those were on sale. Whole bunch of D&D stuff, Magic the Gathering, whole bunch of, just a lot of plushies around too. It's just everywhere.
It's cool.
But yeah, the most important part is I wasn't able to get through not even half of the convention because there were so many things going on, and I felt like another day can do it, but I feel like 4 days in the convention you'll have enough time to do it all.
and do it at like a leisurely.
Yeah,
Like take time to look at everything.
take time and look at everything and actually play test. Like there are people calling out or like asking for people, hey, come play test a game in like 60 minutes and you'll be done like in like 10 minutes. Come play test this game and basically just a whole bunch of like the veterans that are in the game, and there's a whole bunch of the newcomers that are trying to get people to buy their game. It was a mixture. It was pretty. I liked it. It was pretty cool. But I think if I had like 4 days to just sit there and play games and like talk to them, find out more about the other games that we play already, I think it'll be dope. You know.
Yeah.
Sounds fun. Sounds like you really have to like kind of like plan your day out though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like I know that when I go to like anime conventions, like there's actually anime that you can watch, and that was terrible on my on my time to go and watch them, even though I probably could have watched them on my own time. You know what I'm saying? But
What was so special to watch it over there, though?
because you're watching with other people that hasn't seen it yet. You know what I mean? So like a lot of times
to see the
after it's
reaction.
done, you can see the reaction, you
Yeah.
can talk about it, converse. And that was a big thing for me. I love talking about shows afterwards, obviously, as you can tell if you guys are listening right now. But yeah, no, that sounds amazing. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, another thing
it was
is
too bad that I couldn't make that one.
maybe we're gonna have to all go next year, do a podcast on that. But there's also like actors or like voice actors there, and then
Oh, yeah.
across the street it was Lucas Oil Stadium where they were hosting a whole bunch of like tabletop tournaments over there, just solely for tournaments, and it's a huge stadium.
How much you want to bet Will Wheaton was there?
What was Critical Role there?
Yeah, they were there. I know that much. I know that much.
I love them.
It was
They're so good.
They're I think they're called Crit Roll or something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, they're. I was like, dude, they're here. Leo's gonna flip a casket.
There's a comedian guy that I follow on TikTok. I think it's like 20 Dimensions 20 or something like that. That's his TikTok, and he has a ton of voices for D&D and stuff like that. And I think he's on Critical Role like as a guest on one of them.
Oh,
I'm
nice.
not sure. I don't know his name, so I've sent him stuff of his to you
You have?
before, Leo. Yeah,
You have.
but I mean, I send you tons of
You do send me.
TikTok stuff.
I
I try to send
literally-
some to him, but he doesn't watch it all. So.
You see,
On
that's what I
TikTok, I
told.
don't.
Who did I tell? I think I was telling my brother that. I'm like, damn, I got 16 from Iz today, and I'm like looking at this, and then my brother goes, "Why do you watch them?" And I'm like, "Because I'm the only one who does. Nobody else ever watches Iz's best." He took the time to send me this video. I'm gonna take the time to look at it. You know, and a lot of them are really good. I enjoy them, so I'm gonna watch them. But I know other people don't always watch his videos. I'm like, man, I can't be that kind of person to him.
See,
He sent me 60
you're a real one.
messages.
You're a real one. Bro, my brother sent me 50 once.
Gee, you know, he was at work going, "How can I help you today?" Yeah. Oh, you're having a problem today, huh?
No, that was
That's
before work.
unfortunate.
That was before work. When he started working, it started being like 8, 11, 2.
Lunch break,
Yeah, lunch break, yeah.
bathroom breaks.
10-minute break.
Yeah. But
17 videos.
Yeah.
Here you go.
He goes on a smoke break, but it's not really smoke break. It's a TikTok break.
it's a TikTok break.
He's smoking your phone with all these TikTok videos.
One video per minute of his break. Yeah, no, but yeah.
But yeah, GenCon, highly recommend it. Next year's 55-year anniversary. We're gonna be there for sure.
Well, dude, we should go in our 40s on the 60th. Huh? Wait, we'll be 40 in 6 years.
He'll be a year older than us.
Thanks, guys. Only 1 year older, guys.
Oh yeah,
Come on,
he will
just
be.
1
You will
year.
be 4.
I'm gonna lose.
I'm like,
Will you be
what?
40 in their 60th?
Yeah, maybe, probably.
Wow.
Dang. Okay.
Dang. Okay, never mind. Maybe not.
Yeah. The other convention.
But no,
LVO. All right, just trying to get away from that number now. Right?
LVO.
LVO's coming up in January, end of January, or I think either beginning or end of January. That's Las Vegas Open.
Wait.
That's like
Isn't LVO Roman numeral for 50
Beats me, bro.
or
I-
55?
LVO. It's just
L,
Las Vegas Open.
L is a
50.
Roman number. It's 50, right?
yeah, L is 50.
55.
I don't think O is O a number.
No, O is
I
not.
don't
Never
think
mind.
it
Never
is.
mind. Never mind. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, LVO.
Yeah, LVO. Las
Oh, it's
Vegas
500.
Open. Dang.
Because LV and then just a zero at the
Yes, sir. Nah.
The LVO 500. Imagine 500 years of board gaming in Las Vegas. But yeah, we're going to be heading that one up. I believe Factions Battlegrounds will be there. And since Las Vegas has a huge presence of factions, we're going to probably host a tournament there.
Hey, we could do a podcast episode over there too. I just bring this.
Yep. That's one of the reasons why Pete and Jason of Factions Battleground was like, yeah, you could do our podcast over there. But yeah, the dude that,
I just bring
Izzy.
This
Izzy.
This is easy to bring.
He's pointing at this box. No, I was kidding.
Yeah,
His
this
mixer
is,
board.
His mixer board.
It's my mixing board. It's a podcast mixing board. It's the L8 track made by Zoom.
We're not sponsored by them or anything.
Yeah,
but
we're
if you
not,
want to,
but-
We're not. That's
You
how come
know.
I said it incorrectly.
But if you,
But if they want to, I
know.
can
then,
say it correctly.
then we'll say it correctly. We don't promote nothing for free on this station.
Yeah, no,
But
but
yeah.
I'm pretty excited about that LVO. That's good to know. That's in what 5 months from now.
yeah. So we had some time to prepare.
It's in January.
Yeah, January.
January.
So we got some
I won't
time.
be dead in January, guys.
Oh, I forgot a couple of things about Catan that I didn't bring up. So, you know how in the game you have to decide the numbers or where the numbers are going to be depending on the terrain.
Yeah.
Well, a buddy of mine who had the Star Trek Catan had a
my
different way
goodness.
of determining where the terrain will be and where the numbers would be for the terrain. He flipped them all over on you, so you don't see, you don't know what is what. So what you do is you put it in the map, and then you put the numbers upside down as well on top of these parts, and then you flip it around, and then you just see how the terrain is you flip it around after you put down your settlement. So you have to put down your settlements and everything, and you're just blindly doing it. You don't know what numbers is on,
Yeah. Oh, dang.
and then you flip it over.
Ooh.
So if you're aiming for those 6 and 8s,
Yeah,
you don't know if
you
you're
won't know
landing
where
on
it
that.
is exactly.
That's pretty
And
dope.
if you're looking for, like, a lot of people like to get the same numbers. So if you have the same numbers, like say 9 is on brick and another 9 is on a wood, you want to get one of your settlements on either or, because every time a 9 hits, you can at least build a road.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so you can't plan it. You can't plan it. So what you do is
no
you know,
planning. You're going
so
aimlessly.
You're just going straight in, and that is one of the best variant ways of starting the game if you're playing with a bunch of
I
veterans.
think I'm
And
gonna
that-
try that.
And that's coming from the guy who likes the rules.
I know, right? House rules.
Well, that
is
doesn't break the rule.
rules.
That doesn't break the rule. That's why.
You know,
Just a
we should
modification.
we should try that one day. You know, because when we have the terrain set up already, we were like, I want to have a house that's in between a rock, a wood, and some brick. You know, at least if wood and brick are together, you know, I can start building roads. You know, this time around with all of them flipped over, you can't really plan like that.
Right.
You just
Imagine
go
3 people
aimlessly.
building on the desert.
Oh, jeez.
They all build on.
Which,
the
by the way, the
desert.
desert doesn't give you anything. So
Yep. It's just
that's where the rubber
barren.
starts.
That's where the Robert chills. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's where the Robert is living.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
That's cool though. I would play it that way. That seems like a fun way of doing
And you
it.
probably would win.
I've only played once, so
And you would probably
That's so
win,
crazy,
Leo.
man. I would love to play one, but you know, I have to go to a gig.
Ah,
guys so busy.
so
I'm
busy.
so busy. I'm
Can you,
so
not,
sorry.
can you not be famous?
I'm not famous yet.
You're town famous.
Yeah,
Yeah.
town famous.
That's the first step.
That's a settlement famous.
Yeah.
You know that? No. All right. Well, that's we're gonna wrap up this episode. Once again, thank you guys so much for listening to the Nerdy Volume podcast. Don't forget to follow us on social media, our Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Listen to us on Anchor FM, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Radio Public, Overcast Podcast, and don't forget to listen and watch on YouTube for any of our older and newer episodes. We'll see you guys next time.
Deuces.
Later.